Okay, so Riaz, now I've seen you speak to a lot of families in our community, specifically with families with kids or teenagers, and you referenced something called, or something you mentioned, how to increase the intellectual capacity of a family, I believe. So can you elaborate on that? What do you mean by that?
Thanks, Azim. Thank you very much. And I think it's very important for both of us because in your community, you two are a very prominent figure in your community with all the services that you do to the community. And in our community, Southeast Asian community, we see a lot of teenagers coming up as second generation and third generation at the moment. But let's say most of the family friends that we know, their children had gone to the best of universities in Canada and more so in Toronto and studied, but they have not moved beyond their first degree. They haven't thought of doing an MBA. They haven't thought of doing a PhD. What most of the other European immigrants have done. Primarily because, let's take for example a daughter of a friend of ours or someone who enters the university of 18 years and then studies till about 22 years and graduates, and she comes up, she gets a job and she starts making about 4,000 a month the first year, and then probably by the end of the third or fourth year she makes about 8,000. She is quite happy with it, she's married, she's settled, and that's it. Now on the other hand, we live in the best country when it comes to universities and higher education, and as Canadians we get all the bursars and the benefits of student loans and all the stuff, but our community hardly makes use of it. The primary setback I have identified is because a student takes a student loan, and if it's a basic degree, he or she comes out with about 50,000 or 60,000 student loan, and they take a longer period to pay this. They take 5, 6, even 10 years to pay it off for various reasons, and understandable. On the other hand, this prevents them from taking another student loan to advance their education into an MBA or a PhD, where they can come out and earn 100,000 or 150,000 a year easily, and upgrading their intellectual and academic capacity. Now, the advice that I'm giving parents is, I would like to speak to these parents and I would like to advise, when your daughter is about 17 or 18, start investing in a pre-construction. Look at a pre-construction that's about 600,000, which means you have to make 4 payments of 30,000 each. Now, on the other hand, when you invest in this, when your daughter is 18, by 22 she's graduating, that is the time after 4 years this property is coming to hand. And after renting it for 1 year, you can sell it and you can make at least 100% return of your investment. So in other words, you can make about between 60,000 to 100,000 profit after all expenses on this investment. And that investment at that stage, if you sell it, you can always give it to your son or daughter, as a graduation gift, pay off your student loan, and then start working for about a year, and then go for a bigger student loan and start doing your higher studies for a year at least, and then before you're settled, married and done, you have finished your higher studies, and that puts you in a different level and a playing field in the future, because a basic degree is like a high school degree now. So that's what my advice, Azim, and I know your kids are too young for you to think about it, but when time comes, that's something that you should be thinking about.
I think your kids are never too young to be thinking about this, to be honest, and it is on my mind, but it's a good strategy. So essentially what you're saying is use your real estate investments to fund the education of your children.
Absolutely. And again, having told that if there are other ways of doing it, not real estate, some other ways of doing it, still you can do it on that.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.